Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. Thank you all for joining me today. If you are new, welcome. My name is Brandi. If you are returning, thank you all so much for your support, for your likes, for your comments, for your subscriptions. I really appreciate your help in growing my channel. For today's reading, we're going to tune into the higher dimensional realms to get some messages from 3 different collectives. So for the collective of pile number 1, this is going to be the unicorn realm. So if you'd like to receive some messages from the unicorns, this would be your reading. For pile number 2, we're going to tune into the dragon realm to get some messages. So this will be your reading here. And for pile number 3, we're going to tune into the angelic realm, and that's going to be this pile here. So whichever dimensional realms or beings are speaking to you, there may be messages in that pile for you. Follow your intuition and your heart. You may listen to all the readings. It's up to you. Like I said, follow your intuition and take what resonates for you on your journey. The timestamps will be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. So y'all were drawn to the unicorns. I did not pull any cards. We're going to do that on camera now. So we also have the Malachite crystal. Alright, let's see what your messages are from the unicorn realm. I'll get a few of these, and then we'll pull some other oracle cards. This one. Okay. Messages from the unicorns. Ooh. Don't you love that? That's beautiful. Get a couple fairy cards. Fairies and unicorns go well together, don't they? And let's get you a couple crystals. Messages from the unicorn realm for pile number 1. What messages do you have? Okay. Alright, let's start there. We have expansion. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Ooh, beautiful. So some of you are growing, you're expanding, you're achieving another level, you're moving forward. Maybe some of you have had to go within and do some inner healing work. Yeah, with the Malachite, this is a lot of heart healing, a lot of transforming old emotions, old pains, and I feel like you have released a lot of emotional whatever you've been through, you know, if it's traumas or betrayal or heartache. I feel like you have been going within and doing the work, you know, and learning to love yourself, and you're freeing yourself from a certain situation that involved your heart chakra here. Yeah, look at the pink wings on the Pegasus here. You are freeing yourself from some old emotional wound or an old pattern. Perhaps some of you were very empathic, very loving, very kind, and someone may have taken advantage of you. And I feel like you're learning to protect your heart, to shield it from people who don't respect it and appreciate it the way it deserves, the way you deserve to be appreciated. Ooh, we got adventure. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams. Move to a new location. Wow. Okay, so some of you are definitely moving on. Some of you are literally moving location. Perhaps you're thinking about moving, traveling. moving away from the drama. We have miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. Ooh, beautiful. And your final unicorn says freedom. I love that. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom. Claim your independence. Nice. Okay. So you've been doing a lot of healing work. There's been some things that you've been letting go of, moving on from, freeing yourself from old ties, old connections, old belief systems, old ways of maybe attracting partnership in your life and just relationship in general, even the relationship you have with yourself. And you've freed yourself from those old situations, right? And so now there's space when you release things and you let them go, through healing, through love, through compassion for yourself, through forgiveness for others, and you choose better for yourself. You know your worth and your value. You free yourself up from having to have those same types of relationships in order for you to learn the experience and to learn the lesson. I feel like you've learned the lesson, which is what is freeing you from those experiences now. And it creates this space and it opens your heart up to something new to come in. So there is some miracles, and miracles are like when things just align perfectly, right? So if there's a manifestation that you have, something that you've been holding an intention for, something you've been wanting to receive, you've cleared the space to allow something new to come in, and you've sent the message out into the universe, to the source, to creator, to God. Your prayers have been answered and they're going to manifest for you. They're going to come in, and source wants you to let go of needing to control the situation on how it's going to come in. Know that your miracle, your wish, your manifestation is on its way, okay? We have the spiral dancer. Circuitous, root, and perception. 5, card number 5. And we got some butterflies on here. Transformation, number 5, with shifts, change, transformation as well. Coming into alignment with something. With this manifestation. Yeah, you're evolving, you're growing. We have the wise woman of Wonderland, integrity, compromise. And look, we have this little butterfly. There's things that are taking place behind the scenes that you're not aware of. And there's something new, this fertility, something's growing. I feel like whatever this manifestation is, your guides are letting you know that it is things are taking place behind the scenes that you're not aware of. So continue to just let go and trust. Take that leap of faith. We have a card number 3, expansion, growth, creativity, joy, expressing yourself. And you have the rainbow prince. I love that rainbows came out with the unicorn. We have compensation and perseverance. Beautiful. Number 26, which is an 8. Cycles of growth, strength, abundance, achievement, shifting timelines, forward movement. Yeah, look and see, there's this, and it kind of looks like it's a new moon that's shifting into, the new moon's being revealed. Something's going to be revealed in some amount of time. I'm not sure. We can pull some month cards to see if we can get an idea on when this manifestation is going to reveal itself. What do we have? We have make music. Okay. And we have trust your intuition. Beautiful. Make music, trust your intuition. So the make music, some of you may be musically inclined. Maybe there's an instrument, and this can be something that helps soothe your heart. It also helps shift your vibration and your frequency here. But I feel like that is what you have been working on is shifting your vibration so that you're no longer a vibrational match for these past experiences that you've already learned and grown through. You know, you've evolved out of having to have those types of lessons through those types of relationships and experiences. And because of the growth, you are now evolving and you're moving forward. And now I feel like you have this stronger sense of self and worth, that you are learning to trust yourself. You're learning to trust what you intuit from, you know, your environment, from people, listening to yourself, loving yourself, valuing yourself. So no longer ignoring, you know, your own feelings. Learning to trust yourself more. Trusting in the Creator more, and trusting that your miracle is on its way. Yeah, claim your independence. Not having to be dependent on someone else or looking for outside sources to give you what you need. Learning to give that to yourself. Okay. We've got Sugilite. Oh, feel in order to know. Sugilite is a crystal that helps heal the inner child. So, this may have been what you've been healing through. It's something that originated from a childhood pattern or belief system, and that is what you have freed yourself from. And coming out beside the trust your intuition, you know, it's listening to the body, learning to tune into the way that something makes you feel, and not overriding your instincts and your intuition, and learning to trust them and lean into them more, because they're guiding you to truth. You're learning how to protect yourself, how to discern between someone who's authentic versus somebody who's manipulative and, you know, just making excuses to pull the wool over your eyes, you know. Listening to the heart and mind connection here as well. Teaching the mind how to trust the intuition here, right? Trust what you feel in the energies around you, in your environment. You know, think of that like dogs and, you know, just animals, animal instincts. When, you know, say like a bear feels, let's see, attacked, or if a dog feels attacked, or they feel like there's danger in the environment, they're gonna set some boundaries. You know, they're gonna let you know, don't touch my kids, or this is my territory, don't come over here. They are very good at setting those boundaries and letting you know when you have crossed the line, right? Don't come over here. They have no problem standing up for themselves, and I feel like that's what you're learning and feeling more confident in doing that for yourself. What do we have? We have activate the void with azurite. Okay, so this is the mind here. Yeah, I felt that heart and mind connection. Learning to trust what you perceive. Listening to that inner voice that is nurturing and discerning between the two, right? Hang on just a second, you guys. Okay. All right, where was I? All right, so you're being asked to listen to your inner guidance and to trust and to flow and listen to that intuition here, right? And to practice doing some breath work, breathing, meditating, activating the void. You know, that's the space within to create something new, you know, the fertile ground, the seeds of potential, you know, nurturing the self, nurturing the soil, nurturing your new intentions, your new belief systems, and making sure that you stay in balance. You got a lot of pink coming through here and blue. So heart and throat chakra, yeah, your truth, the truth about yourself, the truth about you, the way you feel, expressing your truth, expressing yourself from your heart, from what you know. Yeah, there's something from when you do the inner work and you create that space for something new, you know, it's the fertile ground. So think of that when you grow a garden and you have harvest the fruit of the plant, right? That plant's work is done. Like you've gotten the lesson. This is the fruit of all that hard work. And there's this point where it's now time to rest, to integrate. You allow the soil to rest. You allow the nutrients to return back into the soil, right? And so then during that integration period, that rest time, you nurture yourself. You take that time to go within, to reflect, to sure yourself up about the lessons that you've just overcome, right? And so it's taking time to nurture yourself, to spend time connecting into your inner knowing of what you have accomplished, and applauding yourself for that, and recognizing what you overcome, the patterns that you've outgrown, and nurturing this new person that you are becoming and evolving into, and learning to trust that more. And then in nurturing yourself, these new seeds of potential start to grow, and a new version of yourself can come online. And you know, that's when the miracles happen. That's when the blessings come in. It's like the fruits of your labor, you know what I mean? It's like you begin to grow again, and then you start to harvest new fruit. So I feel like the unicorns are wanting to let you know that there is an exciting new adventure ahead, where there's going to be a lot of blessings, a lot of good luck, a lot of transformation ahead on the path. And some of you may be going on a new adventure. Some of you are going to be traveling. Some of you may even be meeting a new partner. But I feel like right now you're just being asked to trust and go with the flow, take care of yourself, set some intentions to receive, you know, blessings for just being who you are, for all the hard work that you've done, for claiming your independence, from freeing yourself from this situation, freeing yourself from this past experience, or these old emotions, these old traumas, these old patterns. And that you kept going even when it was hard. But you maintain a sense of integrity, and now, like, you know your worth, you know your value. And now you're in a place that I feel like you feel more balanced, more stable, more free, more tuned in, more tapped into who you are. That's beautiful. Okay, let me get you a couple blessing cards. Unicorns. What blessings do we have? We have courage. By shining brave, true and bright, my courage now returns this night. Number 17, okay. So you have 2 8s, 88, success, an abundant spiritual life, responsibility, financial well-being. And she has this, like, it looks like she's putting the shield down, but it's still there. Like, I feel like you've learned how to protect yourself, but you still know how to remain open, you know? You are more wise, you're more capable, you trust in yourself, you love yourself more. And so that's going to serve you in the long run, because you're able to recognize when somebody is not truthful, which will then help you to remind you to protect yourself, to step away from this individual, not to invest too much of your energy into that relationship, because it's not going to be reciprocal, right? We have love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. All right, so we have a number 1. And you're being asked to have courage to love again. Because you've already gone through the experience. You've already gone through the pain. You've already gone through the heartache and the betrayal. So you know what it looks like to have somebody treat you that way, or to have that type of relationship. And through your hard work, through your courage to step away and to go within and love yourself and shift the way that you love yourself, you're going to attract somebody new. And it's a number 1, you know, new beginnings, taking the first step, a new cycle, leadership, independence, you know, and her arms are open. And she's got these little peace doves here with her. And then there's this little, it looks like a little griffin. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. Doesn't a griffin, isn't it a lion with wings? I think so. So that's about, you know, protecting yourself. You know, you can learn to trust yourself more, but also know how to protect yourself at the same time. You know, to protect yourself from being hurt by people who aren't as consciously aware of how they make you feel. And somebody who actually cares how they make you feel. And we have friendship. Bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. That's beautiful. So you're going to also be attracting somebody who can be, you know, I feel like that's probably the type of love we all want, right? We want somebody who can be our best friend, and they care about how they make you feel. They check in on you. They want you to be happy. They don't want you to be hurt or to feel like you're abandoned or alone, or that you're easily forgotten, you know what I mean? Or they, whatever the case may be, you know. You want somebody who understands you, somebody you can share your life with. And I feel like that's part of the miracle that's coming in, is this new love, this new beginning. Because of your hard work, because of what you have freed yourself from. Whew, I love that for you guys. And it's also a number 5. So you had 2 5s coming through, 55, coming into alignment with something, you know, with this manifestation, coming into alignment with love. This is also powerful change and powerful transformation. And 5s also bring about a quick pace of energy. Woohoo! Who doesn't want that, right? Alright, let me get you one final message. Do we want to use these cards? Let me see. We'll go with... Yeah, I like these here. We'll go with this group. Final messages from the unicorns. Know that you are worthy of that unconditional love, you know, and giving that to yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself that validation, that approval. You have trusting. Today, I trust in God no matter what happens. As my day unfolds, I will remember to remain in harmony. I will maintain my sense of humor, and I will keep my focus on God's love for me. And in these ways, I will minimize drama and increase my inner spiritual strength. Look at that. You're sitting in like the hands of God. Like you are protected, you are loved, you are seen, and you're being asked to trust, okay? Trust in what you can't see right now. Because like I said, there's things that are taking place behind the scenes. So let's say the individual that you're meant to be with, right? The right love. Let's say they were single and you were with someone else, and they've been waiting for you to choose a higher vibrational love that's more in alignment with who you are with this individual, with the type of love that they have to offer. And so you're with this individual while they were single. And now, let's say now you have decided to, you know, to shift out of this type of frequency of love because you realize your worth and you're deserving and you want something better for yourself. And now this person, let's say they've been in a relationship and now they are, you know, maybe they have to now move out of a relationship. You know, don't take that as the truth. This is just an example for you guys to show you how we have to have that patience and allow divine timing to happen, because there's things that have to take place for everything to align just right for us to achieve that miracle manifestation. And like I said, miracles are just things aligning at the right time. So this could be something that happens, you know, tomorrow, and it could be something that happens next week. It's just all about timing and patience and trusting and continuing to pour into your cup, to love yourself and to be that magnetic energy and be open and receptive to receiving love, okay? By pouring into your own cup, it keeps that flow coming towards you. We don't want to be in a chasing energy. We want to be in a receiving energy. Let's get you one more. Ooh, this one. What do we have? We have overcoming. Today, I am in the great school of life. I practice self-discovery by acknowledging that my fears, anger, and ego separate me from my divinity. I allow the light to grow inside me, and this light gives me the power to reign over my inner kingdom. Today, I overcome all that separates me from the light that is my truest self. So, and look, you're being received, you know what I mean? And I feel like, and her arms are opened up too. So there's this mutual opening of love here, and letting go of, you know, anger towards yourself or towards the situation, you know, because you're learning lessons, you know what I mean? So don't, you know what I mean? I've been there, you know what I mean? So I'm not judging you or anything like that. Be like, gosh, I wish I would have done this sooner, you know what I mean? And we say those things, and then we almost kind of like going, gosh, I knew it, I just, you know, I didn't know how to get through this, and I didn't know how to even begin, or I didn't know the first step to take, you know, I didn't want to hurt them, I didn't want to hurt their feelings, and, you know, we understand why, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, get to know yourself, understand yourself, forgive yourself for not being brave enough to stand up before you did, you know, but also congratulate yourself for doing it and for being brave enough to finally walk away and say, I deserve better, and I'm going to treat myself better, and I'm going to make sure other people treat me better because I deserve it, you know, and this is the standard of love I want for myself and I deserve for myself. So it's okay. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself for your emotions to just flow, because that's part of the healing of the heart as well, as accepting, you know, all the emotions that we may have suppressed, especially in the heat of the moment when things were happening and we didn't, you know, appropriately respond to the way that they were making you feel. And, you know, trying to keep the peace or whatnot and understand what you were doing out of love, you know. And so it's okay. Give yourself the biggest hug, and then remind yourself that it's okay. Give yourself that comfort. Give yourself the love that you want someone else to give to you, you know. And how would you like to be nurtured through that experience of grief, through sadness, and give it to yourself. And the more you can pour love into your own cup, the more love's going to flow your direction, okay? All right, pile number one, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and end your reading now. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm sending y'all so much love. Please like and subscribe, comment below. Join me again here in the temple. Wishing y'all a lovely day. Y'all take care. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. So you guys were drawn to the dragon pile, the dragon realm, and the Auralite 23. So I haven't pulled any cards yet. We're going to do that together. So Spirit, tap me into the dragon realm. What messages do you have for the collective souls that are listening to this reading? pull a few more other oracle cards. Messages from the Dragon Realm. We'll get a few different decks here as well to get your messages. Got a couple crystals. And we'll get a couple messages from Gaia. Alright, let's start with these. Okay, ooh, you got Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. Look at that. So with the Source Dragon coming out right off the rip here, you're connecting to some higher dimensional energies, higher frequency energies. And we have the infinity here. So some of you are actually ascending, stepping into a higher timeline, a new version of self, a new beginning. Yeah, look, this dragon is holding this like galaxy in its hands here. Definitely some major shifts for you. Pile number 2. We have the Earth and Fire. Works with you to clear 5th dimensional ley lines. It's time for service. When you give, you receive. Ooh. So some of you are going to be activating your purpose, your divine purpose here. With the Earth and Fire dragons, you know, this is a purification of old energies, old patterns, old beliefs, old ways of doing things, old versions of self, and grounding in this higher vibrational energy. Like your highest version of self, I feel. Especially with 5th dimensional energies coming through. This is the new Earth. And 5D Earth, there is, you know, only love. And we understand that the duality that exists in 3D, it doesn't exist in the 5th dimension. It is all one. There is an understanding that all things eventually lead to love. And without darkness, there wouldn't be light. And we need the contrast of both in order to take the lessons of the darkness, in order to see the light and the beauty of the experience, you know, and the wisdom gained from those lessons. You have the Silver Lunar Dragon, bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. Okay, so some of you are here to help anchor in some, to restore the divine feminine energies here on the planet, which is part of the purification that's taking place now, because our planet has been so much in the masculine energy, and it's gone like way overboard. That's why it's so out of balance, because there's nothing but greed and consumption and the overutilization of Earth's resources. You know, it's a lot of greed, just a lot of violence, you know, all the, I'm not saying that women can't be violent, I'm just saying that this is, there's a lot of ego, you know what I mean, a lot of bravado, and a lot of, just take what you want, and there's not a lot of nurturing, there's not a lot of restoring, there's not a lot of healing or receiving. It's mainly a lot of putting energy out and consuming. So like the fires are just burning, but there's no water to nurture, to restore, to heal. And I feel like that's something that you're activating within you, or something that you're meant to bring in. And I feel like you're definitely, there's some healing that's taking place with you right now, with the being bathed in the feminine light here. So something that's been cleansing, something you've been working on, old lessons, like I was saying, transforming and activating a more balanced nature within your own being. And your final dragon is the air and water. Wow, so we have earth, air, fire, and water coming through. Look at that balance. Helps you to connect to higher frequencies, trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, express your inner song. Look at that, I love it. So seeing the truth, seeing how we need that contrast, right? And then integrating those lessons. So I feel like you have a lot of higher energies coming through. I mean, and dragons, they're higher dimensional beings. They can go into the most densest of energies, the most heaviest, the most darkest, you know, and they can purify them with the fire. They transform those energies into more enlightened energies. And they can also traverse the higher vibrational energies of source light and love, you know, and bring that that ancient wisdom, you know. And they are a balanced guide, spirit, you know, ancient being. They know how to work with the elements and utilize them. So I feel like you're definitely being activated, especially with the causal chakra being activated here. And they say that's our moon chakra. And I believe I've read that it's located actually in the base of your neck. So like the back side of your neck down there underneath your skull. And I feel like it's your connecting to your higher self. So definitely being activated with this reading here. All right, and these are going to be the dragon riders. So we have Rosmerta and Abundance. Card number 43. Abundance and wealth are now flowing towards you. Prepare to be receptive at every level in order to receive all that awaits you. Beautiful. I mean, look at that golden light right here. And see that abundance just pouring in. You know, and abundance comes in all forms, right? It's not just monetary needs, as in your financial needs, although that is part of it. Abundance comes in so many different ways. You know, abundance of friendship, love, laughter, experience, time, energy, just, you know, in all the ways, experience, enjoyment, friendship. You know, y'all fill in the blank with what abundance means to you, you know. And it's a number 7, spiritual insight, intuition, completion, perfection, as well as abundance and a deep spiritual connection. I mean, this golden light. So some of you, I feel like, are activating your higher chakras. I don't have a lot of information on them yet. I'm still studying the higher chakras. But I love that. And look, we have the white dragon with the gold lace. Ooh, golden white light. 27. This is Iduna and Lucy Lou. You are being tested to take the next step into a wonderful new phase of life. You must make significant changes to your attitudes and your beliefs. And this is a number 9, the end of a cycle. And that's the transformation that I was talking about. Things ending. The end of a phase. Closing chapters, you know, completion. Letting go of an old version of yourself so you can step into this new version of yourself. And it's white, you know, I feel like there's this purification, like I was saying. You're being purified. Your heart's being purified and cleansed, so that you can activate that diamond light energy. The rainbow light. And see, we even have the rainbows coming through here on the board. If y'all can see that. Not sure if y'all can see it. Can y'all see the rainbow? It's right here. And there's another one coming through just at the top of my board. Hope y'all can see that. Chakras, the cleansing and purifying of your chakras so that you can tune into your higher self. And what have you said? Activating your higher purpose, right? Being of service. Ooh. Yes, it's time for you to serve. Stay balanced. That giving and receiving energy, balancing the masculine and feminine energies as well. The divine masculine, the divine feminine, your light as well as your shadow. I mean, and it's not saying the feminine is shadow, but in the duality of earth, that's why the feminine has been so demonized, is because it, you know, if we were to, everything has to be split into that duality. The masculine is the light, it's the energy, it's the fire, it's the action, you know what I mean, it's the energy being put out. And the feminine is the, you know, the darkness, it is the receptive, the resting, the healing, the quiet, the dark, you know, the nighttime. And it's been like demonized, only focused on the lower aspects of it. And I feel like that is definitely a main goal, because that's at the center of your reading here. Maybe some of you feel very called to restore the divine feminine here on the planet. Let's see what else. We have Imagine. Ooh. Card number 2. That is beautiful. I haven't seen this card come out in a reading before. Make sure your cards are... Card number 2. Yes. Partnership. Harmony. Positive thinking. We have this crescent moon, so something new. Shifting cycles, shifting beliefs, shifting patterns. We have why, asking questions. Searching for answers. I feel like, yeah, you've been on the path of seeking. And I feel like at this time, you know, you're being asked to do that deep dive, to go within, to trust, to surrender, to open up, to receive. Card number 4, grounding, stability, structure, solid foundations. Let's see what else we have. So I got some questions here. We have Amazonite, seek harmony and balance, let peace guide your way. Okay. So if you have been questioning the whys, and, you know, maybe perhaps you've been asking, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? Why did this happen? Etc. You're being asked to go within to find your answers and to connect with the divine, connect with your higher self, connect into your heart space, because that is where you're going to find the answers. You're not going to find them outside of you. It's going to come from within. And there are definitely, you know, paths and teachers and mentors and stuff that can help lead you to the path towards yourself, but ultimately it is a journey that you have to take. Only you have had your experiences, only you know your belief systems, only you know what has been, you know, who you truly are, and what has been guiding you. What are your passions? What are your desires? How do you imagine the world being? You know, how do you see your life in the future? What do you see yourself doing? How do you see the world looking? You know, those types of things. And what is it that would bring you happiness? What is your... Because I feel like, you know, everybody always asks, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And sometimes, you know, some people think it's like this, it's got to be this big grand gesture in order to be your purpose. And sometimes your purpose can be just learning to love yourself wholeheartedly and completely, and being that example of love for others, you know. It could be living from your heart and doing the things that light you up, that make you feel amazing. You know, not that hurts somebody else. And I'm not saying that y'all would hurt anybody either. But, you know, sometimes people can be like, oh, so I can just do whatever I want and whatever makes me feel happy, and, you know, screw everyone else. And like, in a way, yeah, but like not if it's hurting other people in the process, you know what I mean? As in, like, you're intentionally trying to hurt someone or tick them off, or, you know, that's not living from a place of higher awareness and consciousness and love, because the goal is to inspire and to ignite other people's passions and to remind them that we aren't here to just be living a life and going to work and coming home and, you know, having this house and this car and raising kids, and in the end there's more to our purpose of being here. We're here to bring higher awareness and higher consciousness to our experience, and we're here to experience something and to learn specific lessons, and we can't do that if we're not going within and understanding them, if we're not living our life, if we're not actively seeking, if we're not connecting to our truths and seeking within our own being our answers. You know, I feel like there's definitely a call from the dragons to go within. There's some need to transform some old beliefs about yourself. You definitely have a higher purpose of helping to anchor in higher vibrational energies, to restore balance here on the planet and within yourself, to express your light, to express your truth, to express your heart is coming through as well, to nurture yourself, to help anchor in that divine feminine energy, and to find a way to have balance in all things, you know, making sure that you spend time taking care of yourself as much as you take care of others. Make sure that you balance the work and play, that you even have balance within all of your relationships, you know, with yourself. If you're going to, you don't want to, you know, overdo it, overcommit, and then have burnout, you know, or pour into people who aren't pouring back into your cup. You know, it's always this balancing act that has to be that we all have to walk, right? And with Amazonite coming through, there is you know, Amazonite allows us to flow and allows the heart to flow, allows us to speak our truth even. And so we also have express your inner song. So I feel like there's maybe something that you're meant to communicate as well to the collective or to others, something about you know, how you've gotten to where you are, how you've found balance in your life, because you're stepping into this new phase, this new beginning, and so there may be wisdom that you can bring forward to others to help guide them along the way, you know, and you're being asked to imagine what a future would look like, and what is your dream future look like for not only yourself but for the collective, and then to help that take steps to make that manifest. And we have Carnelian, ignite your creativity and let passion inspire your path. And I love that we have this, you know, flow, and then we have this action here. So we have this balance again coming through in the cards. It's all about balance and maintaining that balance. And we have the eternal dance. Well, again, more about balance here. You know, movement, the wheel of life, and the path of least resistance. So if you don't know what your purpose is and what that path looks like, follow your heart, act on your passions, because those are all the keys to guiding you. Allow your heart to guide you forward. And it can be small things, you know, just things that you're passionate about doing. Like, I really enjoy singing. I really enjoy dancing. I really enjoy working out. Or I like baking. I like painting. Whatever the case is, you know. It's doing that every day, and then let yourself be inspired. You may all of a sudden receive a great idea, something that inspires you. Like, oh my goodness, I really want to do this, or I really enjoy doing that, and I want to help others do this. It will come to you. Just stay balanced and stay open. And we have peace, dissolving unwanted and disturbing thoughts. Surrender into that moment of peace here. All right, don't try to force anything. Don't try to feel like you're behind in any kind of way, or you should be doing this, you should be doing that. you are on the right path. And we have number 8 here coming through. So cycles of growth, abundance, strength, achievement, and wealth coming through. So you're meant to have a certain level of wealth and abundance. Woo! I mean, I'm so excited for you guys because this is a beautiful reading. And I feel the sun coming through here, you know. You have a strong connection to the higher realms, pile number 2. Very strong. Let peace guide you. Let your heart guide you. Find ways to be at peace with all interactions. Trust in yourself. Trust in the Creator. Trust that you're on the right path and that what you're meant to be doing, you will be guided along the journey. It's like written in the stars. Okay, I'm going to get you some final messages to end your reading. And these are source messages for you guys. Messages from the dragons. What's your final message? Okay, we have step by step. Today I practice patience. I allow time to fulfill my goals. I understand the wisdom of letting go of control. I know that the true value of each situation lies in its creation rather than in its end result. Therefore, I allow my life to unfold step by step, inhabiting each moment to the fullest, knowing that my soul is forever rising higher and higher to embrace the light. Ooh, I love that confirmation. And look at this doorway. You're standing at the threshold of something new, a new version of yourself. So take your time, one step at a time as you move forward, because you have a higher calling here. And there's like this beautiful new adventure ahead. And even though you may not know what steps to take going forward, just trust in your heart, trust in your visions, trust in your dreams. Allow things to unfold and come to you moment by moment. Let your passion guide you and inspire you going forward, okay? Let me get you a final card here. Okay, and we have awareness. I open my consciousness to my true self. I understand that I'm here to grow, to free myself from conflict, and to discover who I really am. Today, I release illusion and the limitations of the material world in order to elevate my being towards the eternal light. I grow stronger and stronger as I explore the wonderful being that I am. Ooh, that is beautiful. I love that this came through at the end of your reading. So awareness is expanding who you are, is expanding the truth of your soul, is coming into your awareness, the truth of who you are. And just allow yourself to continue to be guided by your inner light, by your heart. Your heart knows the way. And yeah, you are definitely elevating, moving forward, ascending onto a higher path that is more in alignment with your true self. And the dragons just want to remind you to stay balanced, okay? And to take each day step by step. We've had that coming out twice now for your reading, okay? Allow what needs to fall away to fall away. And yeah, you're going to be guided into this new version of self going forward, okay? All right, you guys, I'm sending y'all so much love. Thank you for joining me in the temple today. Please like and subscribe. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know how this reading resonated with you. Sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading pile number 3. So y'all were drawn to messages from the angelic realm as well as the Chrysocolla. I don't even know if I introduced the crystals. in the beginning of the introduction there. So yeah, you are drawn to messages from the angelic realm. We're going to pull all the cards on camera for your messages, okay? Alright, so pile number 3, messages from the angelic realm. Please tap me into the angelic realm. What messages do you have for pile number 3? Okay, we're going to get a few different cards from a few different decks to get your messages. Pile number 3. Ooh. Okay. Let's get one of these. Okie dokie. Let's see what your messages are. You have faith coming through with move mountains. Trust in your ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible. Now, faith is the divine female counterpart of Archangel Michael. Okay. We have Michael, wow. Archangel Michael coming through with spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. Ooh, you guys. Beautiful. And we have Zedekiel with karmic release. It's time to release what's holding you back and step into a more radiant self. So I feel like with these coming through, you're going through a spiritual rebirth at the moment. Some old cycles are closing. You're in a process of releasing some old energies, working with the violet flame, whether you realize it or not. And you're integrating new aspects of being where I feel like you've brought a lot of healing to your inner self and to your inner world. And through that healing, you're in the process of integrating and becoming someone new. And now your outside is going to manifest the beauty that you have created within. So I feel like there's this beautiful awakening, beautiful transformation. And we have Shamuel with relationship assignments. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life. Some of you may be, I'm seeing all these birds here, birds of flight, they're in flight. So perhaps you're going to be meeting some new friends, new soulmates, people who you're going to meet along the path who are more in a vibration, this similar vibration to you. So there may be people that show up on the path in the near future who are in an alignment with this new version of yourself. And I feel like you're going to just immediately click. Nothing happens by chance. Everything has a reason and a purpose. Ooh, and you have gifts from God with Archangel Sandalphon. We, the angels, bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. And we have this angel who's holding this cup, this chalice. I feel like this is your vessel. You're going to be receiving. This could be access to your spiritual gifts coming online. This could be a form of communication. This can also be healing, receiving love. Here, we'll go ahead and move you down here because there's not enough room in that corner. We have clear your space, Archangel Jovial, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Okay, so you're being asked to make room, which is why we have the karmic release here, right? Cleansing old energies. If you have been in the process of releasing and letting go, we're working with the violet flame to help you purge any old residual energies of old past lessons, experiences, old relationships, old habits, patterns, etc. You know, working with the violet flame can help you to disperse and purify those energies that are left in your energetic field. And doing some, you know, clutter clear out in your home, you know, or there are things that no longer resonate with you anymore, the person that you're becoming. Are there things that you can kind of release and let go of, donate, things that you can throw away, like even like old mail, old letters, old things that are no longer serving you, clearing them out, even rearranging like your home, your bedroom, living room, living quarters, you know, stuff like that to make the energy more, you know, balanced, more cohesive, and allows the energy to move and flow and for things to come in. It just creates a whole different atmosphere, period. And we have counselor with Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So some of you are meant to be guides, teachers. You could be having a teacher come in, a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, somebody who is wanting to help you, who's has taken notice of your abilities, your skills, or your energy, and just sees something in you and wants to help you develop them further. Or you may be somebody who truly wants to help the collective, and through your experiences, you can help others to achieve their, you know, a different version of themselves and connect more to their divinity, their highest expressions of who they really are. Yeah, you could be also teaching other people how to open up and receive, and how to connect and have a stronger connection with Source Creator. And we have the Indigo and Crystal Children. So some of you may resonate as Indigo Children or Crystal Children. They are different collectives who light workers who came to Earth, little star seeds, you know, and each generation had a group that heard the call and came here to help shift the vibration of the planet, to help bring in more love, more light, more awareness, more perspective, to healing the shadows. So some of you may resonate as one of these type of beings. You know, you just kind of see things a little differently, and maybe more empathetic, more empathic, very sensitive. Maybe you don't feel like you belong here. You have a strong sense of wanting to go home. You know, everybody's just a little, you know, the energies are very dense here. So when you're highly empathic and sensitive, you know, it can be very hard to adjust to this density, this so much darkness and, you know, pain and stuff like that. When you come from, you know, higher realms, there's only love and truth, and, you know, people communicate telepathically, so there's nothing to hide. There's no shame or guilt or fear. Everything is just all love. And so coming into this realm is a whole different experience. So you can be like, you know, culture shock and hide, and I don't belong here. What was I thinking? Anyway, so Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So this could be something that you're very good at. You can be very good at working with children because you yourself are very sensitive, so you understand some of their needs, you know, and how to connect to them, not only energetically, but empathically, you know. We have self-acceptance. Yeah, part of your mission, I feel like, is working with children and teaching them to love and accept themselves for who they are, and to embrace their sensitivity, and perhaps even help them channel it. We have meditation. Let's see if I can make some extra space for you guys. And body care. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's why that was coming through. I was wondering why a lot of information coming through with these indigo children. I feel like, you know, you definitely resonate as one of those, and maybe you've had to spend, or you have spent a lot of time feeling isolated and like you don't belong here, and, you know, like you're different, and maybe it made you feel like it was something to be ashamed of, that your sensitivity was something that you needed to, that was wrong, or that there was something wrong with it. And I'm going to tell you, there's nothing wrong with it. You love so much. Your heart's so big. And it's hard to see the suffering. It's hard to see so much pain. It's hard to see so much darkness, and to understand how people can treat one another that way, and how you can feel, you know, how you're conscious, how you can rationalize things, you know what I mean, and not feel empathy or sadness or guilt and all those things. And I feel like people do. It's just they rationalize things away, you know, and we've been taught that our feelings are something to deny and to push down and ignore, instead of embracing them and understanding them. And we weren't given a guidebook coming to Earth, you know. We passed through that veil of forgetfulness, and I don't think that was part of the plan in incarnating here. But there's a lot of Earth's history that has been hidden from society, by not just Americans, by hidden from humans. And I feel like that a lot of that's going to be coming to light in the coming years. We will remember and be more enlightened about who we really are and where we come from. And I feel like a lot of our memories will be restored and reactivated on why we are here, and what Earth was always meant to be, this beautiful haven to come and create, and you know, appreciate the beauty of this realm. And I feel like it's been hijacked, and we weren't meant to forget who we are and step into this karmic loop over and over again out of guilt. We actually choose to come here because of how beautiful it is, and, you know, the ability to create, to feel, to enjoy the physical experience of love, you know. And it got hijacked, and it's not been the Earth that we remember, which is why we chose to come here, was to bring in that higher energy, that higher frequency of love, and to help this planet restore. So I definitely feel like there's the angels want you to let go of the need to like prove yourself, and you're being asked to love yourself more with the self-acceptance and body care, to love your uniqueness, to love your beautiful heart, to love every inch of your body, to appreciate who you are, to appreciate your sensitivity, your heart, and to practice more self-love, practice more self-care, and release any fears or any doubts that you have about who you are, and step into your light. You're here to bring change. That's why you are so unique and so different. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be embraced and to embody it, because you bring that change. You bring the shift. And, you know, it can be a lonely path at first because you're unique and there's nobody like you, right? But you will find out the more that you step into your light and you become, you express more of your authentic self, you will join up with your tribe, with the group of you that incarnated here, because you weren't just the only one. There was a call, and there were generations of volunteers who came to Earth. So there's more of you out there. You just have to come out of hiding and shine your light, love yourself more, believe in the impossible, have faith, trust that these are your gifts and they come from the Creator, you know, and that you are a beautiful soul. We have tick-tock. All right, the time is now. You may have, because I know I did, I had some of these are, I definitely resonate with this reading myself. because I truly feel like I'm one of the indigo children. And what was I going to say? There is I had feelings of not being good enough, not being accepted. I was too sensitive. I didn't understand how everybody could treat somebody like that, how people can just go off and haul up and just hit each other and beat each other up, call each other names, and take pleasure in it. I didn't understand it at all, and I thought there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't do that. And I don't understand why some people take pleasure in doing that, and the evil things that are here on this planet. It's hard to fathom that somebody can do that and not have that voice in the back of their head, talking to them and going, "What are you doing?" That conscience, right? Anyway, so, but I feel like there were past lives where maybe when we allowed ourselves to be who we are and to be different, that back then that was something that we were killed for. If you were a medicine man or woman up on the hill, and you didn't quite resonated with the way that the townspeople lived, and you just like kind of doing your own thing, and you felt safer being in nature than you did amongst other people, and other people would seek you out for your remedies, and your healing abilities. But then the moment that something, tragic happens, they turn to you and blame you for it. You know what I mean? You're different. You must be doing something bad and something evil. And so then they need a scapegoat. So I feel like past lives also link us to those same feelings, that there may be something in a past life that we're karmically unaware of, where to be who we were, to shine our light, to be unique and be different, and the times that we did do it, we were killed for it. And so in these lifetimes, we don't feel safe shining our light because we feel like it's bad, or we're going to be killed, or we're going to be stoned, or we're going to be made fun of, we're going to be isolated, etc. And right now, the angels, they're telling you that now is the time for you to shine your light. Now is the time for you to almost like come online and be activated and to step forward, because there's people out there who need your wisdom, they need your light. Now is the time for you to step into your role, into your purpose, into your mission. And there's things that need to be cleansed, there's things that need to be let go of, these fears about not being good enough, or about being seen for who you are. Those need to be cleansed, and they need to be understood where they come from, so that you can have more self-acceptance and loving yourself and appreciating your unique beauty and standing, secure in who you are without needing any outside approval or fearing that you're going to be killed for being who you are, because that was in a past life at some point. And now, there's different laws, and even though I'm not saying that we can't, I don't even want to talk about that, but I mean, like, there's always going to be people who don't agree with our opinions, you know what I mean, or with how we look. And here's the thing, like, you don't need those people's approval. All you need to know is have a strong connection to yourself and who you are. Know who you are, know your heart, speak your truth. You're not going around hurting anybody, and people's opinions are just that. They're just an opinion. And you don't need a stranger's approval to be who you are and to step into your truth, okay? So it's more about loving yourself and appreciating yourself and honoring your truth and allowing that to guide you, so that you can then guide others. We have round and round. This is about a pattern, a belief system. I feel like this is what I was talking about with an old life. This is an old pattern, old belief system that you've had in the past, in a past life. And it's time to take those lessons of that experience and to recover the truth and to see it for what it is. This is the lesson to shine regardless of those who want to dim your light, those who may be jealous of your light, you know, who may be jealous of your uniqueness. And that can be the programming, right? Well, if I make fun of them and shame them, they won't shine so brightly, and then I don't have to feel bad that they're better than me. You know, or just people see something that you have and they want to take it, and you say you're like a happy-go-lucky person, and you know, you just have a generally good heart, and somebody else has, you know, grown up really, really hard, and they're very angry about their life, and they see you, and you've got this spark, this light, and they're jealous of it, they're envious of it, and so they want to kind of knock you down a peg, and so they want to steal your light and take it from you. And in exchange, they want to give you their darkness, their pain, and they want to project that onto you. So they're going to steal your light from you and make you think that you're this. Here, this is the exchange of energy we have. You have a light to offer, and I have this darkness. And so we end up taking some of their darkness, and sometimes we can transmute it and, you know, not let it be a truth for us. We can be like, you know, I don't need your approval, you know, and not allow them to, their experience of us to define us as our truth. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know when I was younger, I even had to help my children and gave them, you know, confidence to be themselves. When you have somebody who's like trying to bully you and pick on you for like no reason, like I don't even know this person, they just want to start picking on me for something, and it's because they recognize something in you that they wanted, that they were envious of, and so their way of kind of trying to take it from you is to pick on you and point something out to make you like look at yourself in a different way, or to see yourself negatively when you weren't even thinking about that, you know, and it makes you second guess yourself and go, oh, wait a minute, am I doing that? Is that really? Because this is what this person said, you know what I mean? And we start questioning ourselves and looking at ourselves and turning against ourselves, and then we end up betraying ourselves and betraying our light, and then we start trying to hide our light because somebody was pointing something out about us that they didn't like. And really, I feel like they were just envious of it because they felt like they didn't have it. And they didn't know how to, you know, grow it within themselves, so they wanted to steal it. And what I learned was that I don't need their approval. I don't need them to tell me who I am. I know who I am. And I know my heart. I know my intentions. And their projection of me is their opinion, and I don't really need it, and I don't care what it is because they're not somebody in my life of great importance, you know. And it gives you that sense of self-assurance, self-esteem, and courage to continue to be who you are and to shine your light regardless of other people's opinions, because somebody's always going to have an opinion, you know. Oh my goodness, we have be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. I love that this came out. Yeah, you're a very sensitive soul. You're being asked to be you and to love who you are. Express love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. So I feel like we have gifts coming through. Your sensitivity is your gift, you know, and guess what? Like, the more you tune into that sensitivity, it truly is a blessing, because it becomes like, it's a psychic ability to be able to tune into the energies around you and in the environment, you know. So you'll be able to pick up on, you know, somebody whose intentions are not good, that they are manipulative, or they're deceiving, or they're wanting to attack somebody and steal something, or, you know, or versus somebody who's very, you know, gentle and kind and loving and truly authentically themselves. You know, you'll be able to discern the energies through your experience. Yeah, it's your wisdom. Oh, wow, we have listened to your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but need to listen with a loving heart. Okay. I feel like that's it. That is your blessing. Your gift is you're able to hear with your heart, right? But sometimes when you're somebody who's super sensitive and empathic, and this has happened to me too, so I understand, we give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, you can see into somebody's heart and you can see their pain. You can see not only their pain, but you can see the potential. You can see their divinity, you know, and you see who they could be in their light. And we live from that space, and we understand that people act out negatively through their pain, you know, and they're trying to, and that's the thing, people, they don't know how to emotionally process their pain, and so in order to get rid of it, they try to inflict it on the other people to disperse the energy, to get it off of them, but it doesn't get rid of it. And in their mind, they may think that this will make me feel better, but it doesn't. It just creates more guilt, more shame, and it creates more of that negative spiral, and it just keeps perpetuating that negative energy. And when you can, where was I going? Oh, when you are empathic, you can see that people, like through their experience and their hardships and where that pain originated from, you understand why they are inflicting pain on others, because they are in pain, right? And so we try to love unconditionally and see their potential and their divinity, but it doesn't mean that we have to tolerate being treated disrespectfully, right? We learn to set healthy boundaries for ourselves, that I can love you as a person, as a child of God, but it doesn't mean I have to sit here and have you in my life and tolerate you talking to me this way and disrespecting me this way, or, you know, living with me, whatever the case may be. If it's any kind of relationship, you don't have to tolerate that. You can love people from a distance and not have them an personal engagement with them. You know what I mean? You learn to set healthy boundaries for yourself, and you learn to love yourself and take care of yourself and say, ooh, I don't want to be around that person too long because they're very toxic. They don't care how they treat people. They don't care the words that come out of their mouth. They're not learning to heal. They're not expressing themselves from their heart. They're just, you know, very toxic, and they're not handling they're not seeking help, you know, whatever the case may be. They're not growing. And so you learn to protect yourself, and you protect your heart. You learn how to be empathetic, but also to set those healthy boundaries for yourself that protects your heart, all right? And it protects your gifts, your mission, what you're here to do, and you're here to help teach other people, other children, you know, how to be okay, being sensitive, being empathic, but also setting healthy boundaries for themselves, and discerning who is somebody to trust, who is somebody you to feel safe around, that you can let your guard down, because they're not trying to take anything from you. They don't want something from you other than just your friendship, your companionship, you know, support, care. They want to be a friend, or they want to be a partner because they genuinely care about you, not because they want something from you or they want to manipulate you or hurt you. You learn to discern between the energies, and it comes from you just being who you are naturally and allowing yourself to be authentically you, and to express your feelings, to express your truths, to share your wisdom of what you come here for. So there's definitely something shifting in you, integration of your truths, of your gifts, your beautiful gifts that you have, your sensitive nature, and how to utilize them for the benefit of all. Okay, and it starts from you loving yourself, accepting yourself, patting yourself on the back, giving yourself a big hug, loving your body, loving your, you know, your beautiful heart that you have. Okay, because now is the time. It's time for you to. You came here for a purpose, for a reason. And your gifts are, your sensitivity is needed here on the planet. That's why you're here, because we need you. The earth needs you. Other light workers need you. We're all here supporting this beautiful healing and restoration of Gaia. All right, so we have consciousness. Today, I pay attention to every thought and feeling that I manifest. My outer world reflects my inner consciousness, and I pour the light of my awareness on my most constructive thoughts so that they will grow and produce the experience that I want. Mindful of what I create in this universe, I become an expression of divine light. Ooh. Okay, so you're about to be activated. A new awareness, new perception, a new wave of consciousness is going to be coming in. And I feel like you're going to be seeing yourself in a whole different light. You're going to be seeing your gifts in a whole different light. You're being asked to focus on creating something new for yourself and focus on the light that you carry within your own being and what you're here to do with that light. And we have appreciation. I am grateful for the abundance in my life as I direct my thoughts towards all that is wonderful in my world. My troubles and worries lighten. With a full heart, I appreciate all that I have. Today, I accept what is as it is and choose to be satisfied. I express my loving thanks to the universe for the wealth that is mine. Ooh, beautiful. So you're being asked to just see everything from a heart perspective, to appreciate everything that's in your life, you know, the people that are in your life, the lessons that you've been through, what you've overcome. Be grateful for your own inner light, your divinity, for your heart, for the life that you're living, for the people who are in your life even, you know, and continue to fill your cup with your love and your appreciation so that you can be blessed with more love and things to be appreciated about, okay? All right, you guys, these are your messages from the angelic realm. Thank you for joining me in the temple today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story. I'd love to connect with you all. I am sending y'all so much love. I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.